Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Så till kusten kere konsolbata konsolferino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Hey, welcome to Wanna Bet. I should have cleaned the camera first. Should I go for it now, Beltway Ben?
Go for it.
Go for it?
Yeah, I'd say go for it.
Right. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm all out of whack, Beltway Ben.
But you're back.
I gotta say, I don't think I ever looked better than on yesterday's show. Thank you for holding it down without me. Let's see if I can get that.
You were
squared
very
up.
missed. Very missed.
Headroom, all my years of doing this to producers, they always like a certain amount of headroom. Beltway Ben, you did an excellent job yesterday.
Didn't bring the luck, though.
What's that?
Didn't bring the luck, though. It did not bring goodwill.
Well, look, it's tough. That's a tough gig. You've got all the levers to pull. I know there's been technical difficulties lately with some of the software or whatever the hell you call it. Not just the clock, but the ticker, everything else. A lot of lines moving in real time. You having to stare at that black box the whole time. Me watching a team hang 84 points. 84 points in two 20-minute halves with the running clock. They played a great game. Mateo's team did the night before, but we didn't get home till like 11:45. And then we're in the car at 7 a.m. or 7:15 because we got a 40-minute drive, and he's got to be there at 8 for an 8:30 tip. And he told me they were playing a team they'd beat before. They'd beat the B team. The A team, the A team was a different ass. Yeah, I think it was 84-24. That was the early game. And then we had a quick turnaround and played again. And the second game came down on the wire. But then I had to drive home, get the dogs out, like Lauren's out of town, get him fed. Then he had a baseball practice at 2 on the other side of town. So while you were live, I was in the car, so I couldn't really turn it on. But I did watch when I was walking the dogs. You did a great job. I'm sorry I wasn't on the show. I would have pushed even harder for Charleston, probably alone. I did give College of Charleston out by itself on Twitter after we lost the UAB end of that parlay. I'm just kicking myself because originally, and the first way I played that thing was St. Peter's, Illinois, and College of Charleston money line. But I'm like, should I, St. Peter's, yeah, they've been good, but. And Illinois, when I take Big Ten favorites, they tend to crap the bed. So then I talked myself into going with UAB, who I just thought would score too many points. And UAB could barely score 60 at home. Latvia, Denmark, look, it was 2-0 right away. Then it was 3-0. Latvia dominated the final 40 minutes of that game, could not find the tying goal or the winning goal. The Towson game looked like it was dead under for the first, Ben, 17 minutes. Then it started getting loose the end of the first half. And the second half really, honestly, effed us. Duke lacrosse, though, wowzers. You want to talk about a no sweat. I stopped paying attention when it was 20-3. I think they won by 17. So a nice start in the lax. We did get the plus 124 with College of Charleston by themselves. So, yeah, it was not wasn't a great day for me. It wasn't a horrible day for me. Thank God for College of Charleston. And Beltway Ben, look, there was not a lot of inventory yesterday. It's tough.
Yeah, it was not a great day for me whatsoever. I'm kicking myself. I didn't want to bet a lot on the NBA All-Star game, but I'm kicking myself because I dove into it a little bit more after our show and ended up doing really well. I gave out on our show LeBron 4+ assists in the first game.
The first one.
Guess what? He did it in the second, not the first. So that was unfortunate. Yeah. But I also Anthony Edwards for 2+ 3-pointers in the first game. I played on my own and played it pretty. I thought he was going to try to shoot the basketball a lot. And as everybody knows, Anthony Edwards is my favorite player in the NBA.
Yes.
And I'm like, this dude's prideful. He's heard everything people have said all week. I threw a few bucks on him to win MVP. And he went and did that. And 2 days ago, I was considering giving out one here, and then I'm like, I don't want to give out NBA All Star Game. Then
Yeah.
I get to yesterday and give out LeBron. So it was just, I was kicking myself because I gave you guys the wrong stuff there, or the loser. And I, of course, cashed the winner, the other one. But Quinnipiac, I thought would beat Merrimack. They weren't very good from start to finish. They were always in the game, but it is what it is. Sienna's team total, they scored 67. We had under 66.5. That was unfortunate. We tailed Jason on the Towson under, and as he said, it looked like a pretty strong bet. And then we also played Towson on the money line. They go up 5 with 1:27 left.
How about that, man?
I'm patting myself on the back, dude. That they're cursed this year. I mean, they're in a really bad spot. You give up the and one, then you start fumbling the ball away. I don't know. I expected them to be a lot better. Brother. Something is absolutely off. Something is absolutely off. I will shout out to Green Bay and Milwaukee over 145.5. Gottlieb's post game was better than anything you probably could ever see.
That was better than the game.
It was. But no, that was actually the opposite of Towson, where for a while I'm like, oh, this is cooked. It's 31-25 at halftime. We got a good run in the second half. But in college basketball in 2026, with the charges and blocks changing and the way games have changed in second halves, I'm telling you, you still have life for overs. Unders are tough sometimes, but you always have life for overs in college basketball nowadays.
Yep.
So that was good. And then, also I wanted to get on the Towson one. I did want to give a quick shout out. Scatino's, I'm not sure, the boss, the owner. I go to Scatino's, and we don't do many free shout outs on here, but we have to. Scatino's is great. So we go to Scatino's. There's one in Catonsville that's been here my whole life, and there's one near our work now, 105.7. I go in, Madeline, my girlfriend, had put in an order. I say her name at the front. And a guy comes from the back. I wish I would have got his name, but I want to give a shout out to him. And he's like, I heard your voice and I saw you. He's like, you're from Catonsville? I was like, yeah, I lived here my whole life. And he's like, man, I watch you guys every day. And I was wearing a Towson sweatshirt. And he's like, we need Towson today. And I'm like, yeah. So now I'm rooting harder for that one. So I'm sorry I brought the bad luck. But shout out to Scatino's. I eat there during the summer, during baseball season. I'm not even joking. Probably once a week with Maddie. Saturday, full slate of MLB. I always get Scatino's white pizza. They have the best, I'm not joking, they have the best white pizza there is. Love Scatino's white pizza. So shout out to them, and he's a loyal listener.
That's super impressive because it's not like you called it in yourself and it's Ben Hall on the ticket. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So he had to hear your voice, right? Because, and it's not like you were yelling. You're just like, I'm here to pick up the order.
I was like, for Madeline. But he was in there, and he's like, I had to see you, and he's like, what's that? He's like, I watch you every day. I'm like, oh, I was quick. I was in a rush. I'm sorry. I wish I could talk to you a little bit more. But I was not starstruck, but I was kind of like, wow, this guy knows who I am from WannaBet. And I always appreciate the loyal listeners. But shout out to Scatino. Shout out to that guy. Wish I would have called his name, but very cool. I mean, he definitely watched every day. Straight up, he's like, we need Towson today. I'm like, yeah, we do. And of course, they go up 5 with 127 and blow it for us. But it is what it is. Shout out to Scatino's.
Probably around that same time, I got recognized in a Wawa where I waited 30 minutes for a sandwich for my son. It did not go as well. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It did not go as well. Yeah. I mean, it didn't go horribly wrong, but it didn't go right either. All right, let's get to today. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you were with me on the FA Cup parlay, Calvert-Lewin did not start the game, so that hurt us a little bit. But still, with the extra time, he got a run. Got a great through ball that he converted in extra time. I don't know how he didn't time the run. Like, he's so good at that, and he could have been onside. He could have collected that ball, been onside, scored with the toe poke. So that one got pulled away on VAR like we kind of thought it would. That hurt. That would have been a banger. It would have been an FA Cup banger. I was on Liverpool -1. I forgot to give it out on the show. That's on me. And I should have just put Liverpool -1 in that thing with Fulham and Sunderland. Anyhow. All right. Let's get it started. Canada, Switzerland, women's hockey. 3:10, the puck drops on this one, Beltway Ben. We got a couple plays we like here. Switzerland basically to get shut out. -110 at BetMGM. Look, these teams have played each other 6 times in international competition. I'm not talking about friendlies. I'm talking about games that matter. Or at least the last 6 times. 22 goals scored for Canada. 1 for the Swiss in those 6 matches. 4-0, 3-0, 5-1, 4-0, 3-0, 3-0. I think Canada is in good form. Canada got embarrassed by the U.S. in the opening game of this tournament. More on that a little later. They got their best player back, Marie-Philippe Poulin. We like her to score, plus 100 at FanDuel. She came in, scored the first match she returned for. Look, this is an emotional team. These gals spend a lot of time together. This is about more than just like, there's an emotional quotient to this that's very high. As someone who covered different iterations of these teams back when they were preparing for the first women's tournament in Nagano, like, she's going to feature. She's their life force. She gives them energy. And I think she's going to see a lot of the puck today against a team that she scored on quite a bit in the past. She looked healthy to me in her first game back. So that's 2 plays in that Canada-Switzerland game. And yeah, we're not done with the Canadian women yet. That's a tease, by the way, Ben.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to tail this one here.
Meatballs out.
Yes,
I like
meatballs out for the goal. I do like that a lot. And I'm going to get to it in fourth and weird. This is the first time. I'll tell you guys now. Hillary Knight anytime goal live at plus 125. I'll get to it more in fourth and weird. End of the first period. The game is live right now. I couldn't give it out, but all of a sudden she doesn't score in the first period. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. She's the GOAT, Jason. How many times do I have to tell you?
Well, she needs to start grazing today.
Yeah.
She needs. Yeah. Here's what goats do: they eat and they poop. So far, she's been doing one of those and not the other.
Right. But I will put this. This is going to be my fourth and weird. I think by fourth and weird, there'll still be an intermission. But I wanted to give her out regular. Then I'm like, I'm not going to be able to because of what time we start. So I'm like, hopefully she doesn't score in the first period. I could get better odds.
Yeah.
So for fourth and weird, Hillary Knight anytime goal.
There we go.
The
We're
GOAT.
jumping around. I like it.
The GOAT that I was told. Yeah, let me see it actually before you guys keep calling her the GOAT. Oregon State minus 1.5 at minus 140 in baseball. Jason, shout out to you for pointing us in the direction of emojis. And here we are. We are able to use emojis now. So again, I said it on yesterday's show. Basketball, I leave it. Football, I'll leave it. But when we get lacrosse or baseball, you got to separate these. We're going to show you guys when we're doing college baseball, college lacrosse.
Spotifyers, you're missing out. Apple bottoms, you're missing out. It's
you
a
absolutely
beautiful emoji, Ben. Did you make the emoji bigger? It looks bigger, or is it based on the font? It goes according to the size of the text font.
Yeah, the font. But no, we like Oregon State minus 1.5 and minus 140. A little bit of juice here, but I'm fine paying it. Here, I got this at FanDuel. I'll tell you guys. DraftKings has a minus 2.5 and minus 105 or minus 110. I'm fine going 1.5. Now, Oregon State 2-1 to start the year. Their one loss is to Michigan, who they play today. And Michigan shut me up yesterday. They screwed us out of a plus 211 parlay that would have cashed if they would have lost. And they're on a run right now. Listen, I'm not buying them as much as they've played. Oregon State, it's a get-back spot for them. Oregon State has one of the best bullpens in the country. Now, in yesterday's walk-off win, you had to use a lot of it. And they're playing down in Scottsdale, Arizona at the spring training complex. And I get it. You've played a lot of games in a lot of days. So your bullpen isn't as strong as it's going to be next Friday at the start of a series, but it still is one of the better bullpens in the country, and they should be able to rely on that in their fourth game in 4 days, just like Michigan is, right? Both of these teams are compromised, and I'm going to take the better pitching staff in what I think. Oregon State, to me, quite honestly, is the better team, even though they lost that first game against Michigan. Michigan's due to fall back a little bit. I added their money line to a few different parlays, just to be completely honest with you guys, but I can't give you guys a minus 235 or 245 bet. So I'm going to play 1.5. And as I said, right, Oregon State 2-1, both wins are by 1 run. They won on a walk-off yesterday, and Saturday they won by just 1 run. So it's not like they've been dominating teams or they've been beating teams by more than 1 run as it is. But, and I know baseball games can be close, but I feel comfortable enough paying minus 140 on a minus 1.5 bet compared to 240 on a money line. But it's too big of a difference for me. So, or not too big of a difference for me. So give me Oregon State minus 1.5 and minus 140 in college baseball today against Michigan.
Feisty. Like it. College hoops, second down. You know we love our Lumberjacks. Stephen F. Alston at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That's a name. Look, Lumberjacks 14-3 against the spread in conference, 9-3 against the spread on the road. They cover those games by 5.5 on average. Go to Bet Rivers. This is where we played it. It's juiced a little bit, but you can still get the minus 5.5 at minus 119. A&M have covered one of their last, A&M Corpus Christi. one of their last 6. The first meeting, our Lumberjacks took care of business at home. They won by 9. They were laying 6, so they covered by 3. Lumberjacks are a top 50 KenPom offense and defense. They're a top 20 EFG defense. The defense travels. Stephen F. Austin, number 1 3-point defense in the country. I'm sorry, in the conference. And the number 1 3-point shooting offense in the conference. I don't think A&M, even at A&M Corpus Christi, even at home, can score with them. We're talking about an A&M Corpus Christi offense that's 8th in scoring in conference games. The Lumberjacks have the number 1 defense in the conference. We like the Jacks.
For me, I'm going to go to college basketball as well, but we're going to play, 2 different games. Listen, one of them, I do have a few college basketball plays here tonight, but it's one of those nights. I told you guys the other day, like, I'm not advising you to hammer anything. I don't love with a passion or anything. It's one of those tight slates with a lot of mid-majors who just matched up with each other a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Yeah. You know how Mondays get. And I like Mondays usually because we have the NBA to also rely on outside of just the 2 Power 4 college basketball games. But here tonight, listen, I'm going to give out 2 plays here. We'll start with Iowa State on the money line at -140. I am well aware that everybody and their mother likes Iowa State tonight. And I don't like going with the public a lot, right? I just don't, but that's fine. I'm going to do it here tonight. Houston's due for one of these big losses. Iowa State, I do credit teams like Nebraska's in that spot. Nebraska's overachieved this year. I credit teams for keeping guys together, having guys who have played 2 to 3 years in 2026 because you don't see it anywhere. Now, Houston is in that category as well. They bring back Emmanuel Sharp. They bring back Uzan from last year's team after transferring in. Tugler, who hasn't played as many minutes as some thought he might. Houston does have, some time spent together, but Iowa State, it's a little bit different. And this game is at Iowa State. I think that crowd is going to be into it. I already see the people set up intense the past few days, making sure they get into that one. And I'm a bigger Houston guy than most. I think Houston, every single year, I always pick them. I think this is their year. And it just hasn't been like last year. If they win that national championship, probably win $1,500 from all the pools I was in, and then they end up losing. It was unfortunate. It sucked. But I do think this could be their year again, right? Fleming is a dog, but he's a freshman, and it's on the road. This spot, I like Iowa State on the money line at -140. And then next, Alabama State -15.5 and -102. I could go into a long thing. They're playing Mississippi Valley State at home. 365 schools in the country. They're about 362nd in both categories, both offense and defense. They don't do much well whatsoever. They're bad. They're bad every year. They're losing by 40 with regularity through the past few seasons, and they've taken a step in the right direction. I'm not buying it at all. I don't think they're any good. I think Alabama State.
It's got to be a baby step from the best it could be is from 365 to 362. That's not much of a step.
Right. No,
that's kind of fall. Is that falling up a step? It's not falling. You're not climbing much.
No. But it is
it's
funny
like you twisted your ankle and you fell forward for a half yard.
Right. Yeah, it's like a little bit of a fall. But no,
you were hitting the backfield, but it wasn't a tackle for loss. You moved the ball 6 feet ahead.
Listen, I got to give them credit. They've been pretty competitive in conference. Like, they're not losing by 40 the way that they used to. They're just not. But they have not won a conference game to that as well. So losing by 8 and 10 isn't that impressive. I don't know. I just think Alabama State should be able to get a win here. They haven't played a ton of home games this year. Alabama State's not very good themselves. But listen, Mississippi Valley State is a joke. So give me Alabama State -15.5, -102.
Hop, Zeit. Welcome back from that glorious commercial, which netted us nil, zilch, niet, nada, nothing. Nothing from nothing is nothing. We should actually come into that song, by the way, Ben. You better win your bets. That's the only way we make money. Nothing from nothing is nothing. Wanna bet's gotta make something.
Something, I like that.
One of these days. We'll take a free Chicky Parms, Scatinos.
Free Chicky Parms.
That'd be good if we got chicky parm and lobster rolls covered. That would be a step. You want to talk about baby steps? You want to talk about twisting your ankle? That would offset. If we got free chicky parm once a week and free lobster rolls once a week, we could start chipping away at the $100 I'm in the red from the Roo,
The kangaroo. Yeah.
from Mookie and Kylie.
White pizza too. I'm telling you, Scatino's white pizza. If you guys are in the Baltimore area,
not into white
Scatino's
pizza.
white. I figured you weren't. I could tell by your face. when I
Scatino's is
said it.
great. I like Scatino's. If we're going to talk Scatino's, the I get the eggplant sandwich with the balsamic. That's excellent. I also like their turkey. Their Italian kicks ass, but I'm off the swine. I've been off the swine for a while.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
You know what's funny? So again, I've lived in Catonsville my whole life. Scatino's has been there my whole life. I've only gotten pizza from there. The one day you went there and you were like, "Hey, I'm going to Scatino's. Do you want anything?" And I was like, "I'll try something different." First
You got the
time
chicken parm.
ever having the chicken parm. It was amazing.
Chicken
it was
parm's
so
awesome.
damn good. So damn
The
good.
eggplant parm's awesome, but I like the artisan eggplant sandwich more. It's not fried. It's got artichokes in there. It's got green peppers. It's great. It's great. Their fried calamari is good. Scatino's, 2 locations in the greater Baltimore area. All right, I'm going to say this because it's true, and I hope it doesn't bite us in the ass. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. We jumped this in our weekly column at Hoops HQ, and this thing has moved. And it's really at 13.5 in a lot of places. I saw it at Bet Rivers this morning right before, about an hour ago. Minus 12.5, minus 106. Maybe that's gone. I got it at 11.5 when it opened yesterday. It's at 13.5 a lot of places now. It's Howard at Delaware State. Howard's the best team in the MEAC. We don't think it's all that close. When these teams met the first time, Beltway, Ben, it was 84-58 Bison. Howard's last 4 MEAC games, 85-57, 72-53, 88-60, 79-57. Delaware State, there's nowhere to go but up for them, Beltway, Ben. 365th KenPom offense in the country. 365th in offensive EFG. 345th shooting the 3 ball. Howard is the number 1 offense and number 2 defense in the MEAC. Howard's covered 6 of their last 7 MEAC games, all by 5.5 points or more. The only one in that span they didn't cover was Morgan, which was a weird game. Delaware State, 1-6 against the spread. Their last 7 games, 5 of those 6 they failed to cover by 4 points or more. Howard's flexing their muscles, and we think Howard's going to the big dance. And we told you guys from non-conference play, we liked Howard the most in the MEAC. I know I played it. I think I might have even given it out on the show. It wasn't like a lot, but you could still get plus money on him. I don't know if I gave it out. I don't remember. I got to go through my notebook.
I have to check.
You would know, Ben.
Yeah, I got.
I think I did. It was still at like plus 150, and I'm like, it's not going to be there. Now, they started conference play shitty, so I'm not going to tell you I looked at it a ton after I played it, and I think I gave it out. But, they did start conference play poorly, but they're flexing their muscles now. They should have beat Yale last week. We're glad they didn't because we were on Yale in that Monday Night Twilight.
What a crazy
But having
game.
watched that whole game, was Yale got lucky.
Right. Third down. Listen, I'd say 99% of the teams I give out on here I've watched play this year at some point in some fashion. Because I don't like betting teams somewhat blindly. I like watching teams that I bet on and knowing what I'm getting into. Southeastern Louisiana, I have not watched one time this year. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've seen them on the app, and I've looked at games and whatever. I've not watched them play once. I have ESPN Plus. I watch a lot of mid-majors or small majors, not Southeastern Louisiana. But we're going to take their team total under here. They play... They're 333rd in pace of play in college basketball this season. They're under this in 3 of their last 4 and 11 of their last 13 games. They've gone under this team total. East Texas A&M, listen, they're scoring. They're having success. They're playing somewhat fast, a little bit faster. Last time they played, though, it was an uglier game. It still went over the regular total, but it wasn't pretty. And I do think they're going to be able to hold down Southeastern Louisiana in this spot. Last game, we saw them go over their total. It was 151 combined points. but East Texas A&M scored just 54, and they allowed 90-some to McNeese. McNeese, we know, is a top 2 team in that conference with your Stephen F. Austin team. McNeese is running most teams in that conference off the court, just like they did here. East Texas A&M should be pretty frustrated. They got to figure things out defensively, and I'm fine taking a team going under their team total that's done it in almost every game in conference play this year. So under an 11 of their last 13. I think that trend continues here. Give me Southeastern Louisiana, team total under 67.5. And then real quickly, Colgate and Boston over 143 at minus 110. Listen, did a lot of work on this game looking in, and I didn't know how many college basketball games I wanted to play today because I didn't love too much, as I said earlier, but I ended up getting myself here. Again, I talked about it yesterday. When you can find totals in the 140s for teams who play at a faster pace than most, for teams whose offensive efficiency is top 150 in the country, I'm comfortable doing it, especially in a matchup against a team that's bottom 60 in defense in college basketball to 365 team. So I think Colgate's going to play fast. They can shoot the basketball real well. They've been really a powerhouse in that conference for most, the past 5-10 years. They're always the team out of that conference to go to the NCAA tournament. I think they control the pace here. We see a high-scoring game. And again, 140. I love getting totals in 140s now because every damn conference has games in the 150s and 160s nowadays. That's just where we're at in college basketball in 2026. So Colgate, Boston, over 143 at minus 110.
Excellent. Fourth down for me. I guess it's fourth and long. I don't know. I guess fourth and long. I'm fudging it a little bit here, maybe. But again, look, we're dealing with we got no college lacrosse today. We got no NHL. We got no NBA.
6 college
we got
baseball
limited
games.
Olympic hockey.
Yeah, 6 college baseball games. Like nothing.
Yeah, the college basketball slate ain't great. Look, oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy heart's command. We're taking Canada to win the gold in women's hockey. Sorry, plus 275 at BetMGM. A lot of sharp books. This is dropped. I've been looking at this all weekend. And it's down plus 210 in a lot of places. It's certainly below plus 250 in a lot of places that had it at plus 250 before Poulin came back. All right. They blew out, U.S. did, Canada a week ago. We all know it. Canada's pretty pissed off. Canada has a lot of pride. Canada got their best player back. The U.S. is steamrolling everybody. All the pressure's on the U.S. The U.S. has won 7 straight games against Canada. Once in the history of this series, once going back to 87, has one team beat the other 8 in a row. Even back when Canada used to own the U.S., they didn't beat them 8 straight times. And Canada's won gold in 5 of the last 6 Olympics. You're giving me almost 3-1. These games in the gold medal for all the marbles tend to be tighter. I don't think somebody's going to be up 3-0 at the first intermission. And the longer it goes that it's close, again, the U.S. is supposed to deliver. The U.S. has dominated the tournament. It's a value play for me. Plus 275 at the BetMGM.
Yeah, I'm going to get to what we got to earlier. They're now 5 minutes into the second period. Still no goal, so we're not in a great spot, but it's actually plus 130 now.
The yellow card has worked well lately, so yellow card in real time might really work.
Hopefully the game stays tight.
Do you want me to flash the red? Should I flash the red?
No, I don't think I think we stay away from the red. I think we stick with the yellow. Yeah, you can get a plus 130 right now. Listen, Hillary Knight. Didn't know much about her before 7 days
What you know about her might be wrong. It might be old news. True. Everything you learned about her might have gone out the window the moment you typed her name into this little text box the first time.
Listen, Jason gets upset because I say what I'm told, and I was told she was the GOAT. Jason doesn't like that I do the entire Twitterverse, everybody on Twitter, which, again, that doesn't do much. But, no, that's actually respected sites. Real people are saying that she's one of the greatest. Okay, well, you got a chance to set the record. How many times are we going to miss? Listen, she doesn't score here today. I'll take the red card next time. I'm giving her out again. I'm not losing.
Well, if she doesn't win today, she doesn't score today. You really, let's be real.
Yeah, it's the championship.
You got one chance to bet her in the gold medal game.
And you have to imagine.
When are we going to be talking about women's hockey?
Right, but you have to imagine I'm going to be putting her again in the championship if she doesn't score here today. I'm going to lose with the GOAT 4 straight times, 4 units. I'm going to lose with the GOAT. I don't see myself losing. She's put one in the net here today. We're getting her a plus 130 because we're giving you it live. Hopefully, as I'm speaking,
What's the score of this game?
1-0. It's actually a tight one. They're on the ropes a little bit. And Sweden's
time,
fighting back in the second period. Hopefully, we get an empty netter late. But I was going to take.
Could you imagine if the U.S. is upset where that Canada bet's going to flip?
Oh my God! I know. Yeah,
Could you imagine?
You could use that. You could absolutely use that. But no, I actually, to be quite honest with you, I almost got extremely weird on fourth down. I've been really, like for the hockey props I do play, it's shots. Like you could bet a team minus 27.5 shots, and I was this close to doing it for the U.S. Thankfully, I didn't because it's only 15-9 right now, and it's in the second period, so they're probably not going to cover that 27.5 shots.
Outshoot the opponent by 28 shots?
Yes, they've been doing it. They've been doing
365?
it. No, FanDuel.
Who's offering that madness?
FanDuel.
Everybody?
FanDuel. I didn't see DraftKings is kind of weird how they I use DraftKings more than most books, but FanDuel had this 27.5 shots, and I was going to play it, but thankfully I did not play it.
Woof. All right. Overtime. Let's stay on the ice. Stay on the frozen pond. Germany to beat France tomorrow, and Leon Draisaitl to score 2 or more goals. He's only scored once in 3 games in this tournament. He hasn't been great. Germany haven't been great, but France sucks. This is a chance for them to flex their muscles. I also like the fact that, to chuck shit-talking Draisaitl's all over the internet. All over the internet. I mean, Draisaitl scored 50 goals or more in 3 of his last 4 NHL seasons. In the one he didn't, he had 31 in 56 games. So do the math on that, where we're going if he plays a full season. He's got 29 in 55 this year. France goalie, no great shakes. France in this tournament just lost 10-2. They lost 6-3 to the Czechs. They lost 4-0 to the Swiss. Draisaitl has not represented his country a lot because San Jose is usually in the playoffs, and the World Championships happen in the spring. It's a lot of AHL players or NHL players who teams don't make the playoffs. So he hasn't been involved in a lot of that. But still, Germany beat France 6-3 in the World Championships in 24. They beat them 5-0 in the World Championships in 23. I think Draisaitl's due for a breakout game. He's a sniper. The French defense has been pierced. The goalie is shot, and they don't have much to play for. If you want to mess around with this at -1.5, -2.5, you got to really look. Like Ben just said, DraftKings is not giving you same-game parlay options in these games like some other books. 365 is. DraftKings won't let you play with the line and put it with this. You've either got to do money line or you got to do the 2.5. The 2.5 just scares me a little bit, garbage time. But it might just be a full throttle blowout. Either way, I don't think Leon's going back to the States because they're going to win. And I don't think Leon's going to advance without getting it going and flexing his muscles here. Oh, and then a college basketball parlay tonight. Our Lumberjack, Stephen F. Austin money line, Howard money line. We've covered those games. And Norfolk State money line plus 171. I was on them with Beltway Ben I saw you gave them out the other day on the show. You liked them. I like them. They are at UMES. And UMES was tough in the MEAC early, but not so much late. Norfolk State's won 5 of their last 7. One of those losses was at Howard, which that's going to happen. They did lose to UMES the first time they met. But since then, UMES is 1-5. They've lost 5 straight games. They've lost 4 of those 5 by 8 points or more. They really can't score. They really can't score. They scored a season high 74 or a conference season high 74 on Norfolk State the last time. But since then, 53, 71, 54, 63, 57. We don't think Norfolk State, who's pushing for the 2 seed in the MEAC, gets swept by a UMES team that's been struggling. So plus 171 at the Bet Rivers. Bet Rivers had a lot of the better basketball odds I found this morning.
Yeah, I'm going to do exactly what you did there. We're going to play a parlay, just simple, few teams on the money line. Again, we don't have a lot of inventory. Listen, it's not good enough value, so I'm going to do 4th and long soon, USA to win the World Baseball Classic. but I'm going to let you guys take time before you put that money into a book. The odds aren't going to change much
Right.
from where they are right now. I don't feel like putting money in yet on it. And again, World Baseball Classic. We're going to be covering this. Again, baseball just, I don't know. I like betting baseball a lot. And we should have World Baseball Classic soon, like 20 some days. I think March 6th is when we start. But before that, at some point, I will give out USA to win the WBC because I think what they did with their pitching is the first time in the history they've done that in the World Baseball Classic. But here, we are playing college basketball parlay. Old Dominion, Howard, Long Island, and Bethune-Cookman on the money line, plus 136. Listen, Old Dominion playing Louisiana. Tough start for Mike Jones to the year. Things weren't going right. He was at Maryland. He actually coached at DeMatha for a few years. A lot of people in the area are quite familiar with him. Didn't get off to a good start, but they're playing a little bit better of late. They should be able to dominate Louisiana, who hasn't been good whatsoever. He came to the post-game presser a few weeks ago telling the whole fan base that he's going to get this thing right. All right, well, you better show the results. I think they win here today. Howard on the money line. Jason touched on them. They should not have an issue. Long Island, we talked about them earlier. I like Long Island a lot in this spot. And then Bethune-Cookman
I looked
on the
at that
money
game.
line. Yeah, the Wagner is just, I don't know. Like I was gonna.
It was more for me a fatal Wagner than anything else.
Exactly that. I was gonna play Wagner's team total under they just matched up 6 days ago, and they held them under, but I couldn't get there because I was I got kind of cold feet scared. But I think Long Island handles business, and then Bethune-Cookman. Listen, you guys know how I am with the due spot. They are absolutely due for a loss. I mean, these guys, they're just rattling wins off. Does that scare me? Absolutely. But they've also been a wagon for me on this show in Monday night parlays. I think we've taken them 3 straight Mondays, and they've won all 3. So we're going to make it a 4th here today. I know they're on the road. I know they're due for a loss, but they've been winning. They're the best team in the conference like I thought they would be. So we're going to take them, and that gets us the best value here. So Old Dominion, Howard, Long Island, and Bethune-Cookman on the money line at plus 136.
Excellent. Happy belated birthday to the great HR Human Rights. He turned 70 something. I saw a few days ago. Want to represent, as always, the Bad Brains. Are they the greatest band ever? Maybe. No, the Clash are the greatest band ever, I guess. But HR and Bad Brains are way, way up there.
Who was the person you asked me to ask my dad? He does not know Blackie Lawless.
Blackie Lawless
does not know Blackie Lawless.
I didn't think he did know Blackie.
He did not know Blackie Lawless.
I figured he did not. Okay.
Also, real quick. I got credentials for the Michigan Duke game on Saturday. I applied. I want to go. I'm going to cover it. Whatever. And my dad's going to come with me. We're going to go down to DC.
Where is this? Where are you?
DC.
You're going down to Duke?
No, it's at DC. It's in DC. They're coming to DC. It's weird. It's like
basketball.
Yes, Duke versus Michigan.
Michigan and Duke basketball are playing in Washington DC
in the middle of the year in February. Yes. But my dad's like I can understand the train or whatever, but it's easier when he comes with me. Like when we've gone to DC before, he's always been with me. So I'm like, all right, I'll get you a ticket. You should see the prices for these tickets, dude. I mean, I got one. I didn't care.
I bet they crashed closer to game day.
He said that too. I should have waited, but it's like the most expensive college basketball ticket of the year so far, from what I saw. No, it's crazy, but I am excited for that. I'm going to give something out on that early on Saturday when we do our show. But I'm excited. Very, very excited.
What time is that game?
6:30.
I've only gotten to Friday in college hoops. I do the week through Friday, and then like Wednesday, I start looking at the weekend.
6:30. 6:32.
Oh, okay.
In DC. It's going to be packed with Dukies. Oh, Michigan's going to beat them.
Oh, yeah.
Very good feeling. Michigan will be beating them, I think.
You guys can always email us, wannabetwithus@gmail.com. I'll be honest, I totally forgot to look at the WannaBet Gmail this weekend. Has anything perculated in there?
I didn't see either. I was a little busy.
Anything we need to address?
I don't think so, no.
All right. You mind putting up yesterday's results, and we'll get on out of here. We thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. We got Champions League coming up Tuesday and Wednesday. We're excited about that. Obviously, no NBA until Thursday. I do have a college lacrosse game I'm looking at for Thursday. The stuff on Tuesday and Wednesday, or no, Friday, I'm sorry. There's nothing on Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday didn't light my fire. We've got more Olympic hockey, though, as well. So it's an interesting time.
The Olympics are done pretty soon, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not that much longer. But then there's still a delay till the NHL picks back up.
Yeah.
So anyhow, but anyway, thanks for tuning in. You want to bet, we want to bet. Thank you as always for betting with us.